We'll start with. Go ahead, David.
Thanks, Danny. Hi, Rory. Well battered today. Given the trials and tribulations of the winter, was that the most satisfying 100 of your test career?
Yeah. It's always nice to contribute. I think it's always nice to, the next opportunity that you get given to try and take it, and to contribute from a personal standpoint to the team is ideally what you want to do. And yeah, obviously we needed those runs today, so it's obviously nice to do it.
What was your mindset heading into the day? I mean, did that change when Joe departed to the first ball?
Not really. Obviously not the ideal start in how we wanted it to go, but in terms of how I was approaching it personally, no, not really. I think they bowled really well today. New Zealand, I think they dried it up quite a lot of times, and it was a bit of a grind there at points. But yeah, obviously to get it over the line and obviously get to where we got to, it's quite a good day.
There's a lot of support from the lower order as well. Either side of lunch with Ollie, and I suppose you'd be very grateful to Jimmy back at the back end there in that useful stand for.
Yeah, definitely. I thought the way Ollie played, obviously on debut, was really pleasing. Came out and timed the ball nicely, and obviously he's probably sitting there a little bit disappointed in terms of how he got out. But having said that, it's obviously a very good effort on debut and those sort of things, and to obviously put on 50 odd with Jimmy there down the bottom. A little bit indebted to him there, but yeah, I thought we dovetailed quite nicely.
And where do you think the balance of power lies heading into the final day?
I think New Zealand are probably slightly ahead in the game. Third inning is always a tricky one for them to try and pace. Obviously, if they're to try and push a positive result, obviously run out a little bit of time. But having said that, probably they're just edging it at the minute.
Lovely. Thanks, all best.
Got any more questions?
Yes, please. Is that okay?
Well, we'll go with Stefan and then George. Go ahead, Stefan.
Hi, Rory. Over the past few months, there's been lots of highs for you. The birth of your daughter. You were dropped in India. There was the incident with Alex Hartley. Now good form with Surrey and 100 today. Can you just talk us through those ups and downs, the feelings you've been through over the past few months?
Yeah, so obviously the birth of my daughter is probably the standout one. And they were here watching today, my wife and Cora here today, so that was pretty special to obviously get 100 in front of them. Not that she'll remember it mine, but I will, so that's a nice thing. And yeah, obviously, like I said, getting dropped's not a nice thing, and then being able to take the next opportunity that you get given it is. So in terms of highs and lows, I try and stay pretty constant as an individual and consistent as I can. I got back to Surrey and worked hard. Obviously, put together some scores there and some form there. So yeah, it's just basically just trying to stay consistent and do my thing, really.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go with George and then John Etheridge.
G'day, Rory. Well batted. A couple of things. Firstly, when you look back at that sort of run of form that ended up you getting dropped, you got some really good balls, didn't you? And I wonder how you sort of deal with that, particularly during the Pakistan series, and how you sort of make sense of that. Then going on from that, I was going to ask about that little passage you had between sort of 77 and 88, or whatever it was, where you, I don't know whether that was a concentration thing, but you seemed to struggle for half an hour there.
It was just a rhythm thing. I found it quite difficult to get into a rhythm state, and I think that's probably from the way they bowled. Like I said, they tried to dry me out quite a lot and bowl other guys in the order. So yeah, that's probably what that passage was down to. And yeah, obviously, you get good balls, you try and make sense of it, you just try and stay level, because things like today, you run past one or you nick one and you get dropped and you end up getting 100. That's sort of the flip side of the game, isn't it? So it's a sort of double-edged sword at times.
And just sorry to ask as well, you could get hit a couple of times. What do you put that down to?
Actually, probably a lack of pace in the pitch, particularly the first one. The second one was right on the money. But yeah, it's a big scoring shot out there, I think, for me personally. So just one to keep playing.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we'll go with John, and then we'll take two more after that. Go ahead, John.
Rory, hi. You have a technique which is not necessarily straight from the coaching manual. Has that just sort of kind of evolved over the years? How has it come about?
Yeah, like I say, it's something that's evolved over the years. It's basically a technique that I've tried to put together that allows me to execute my game plan in terms of how I want to play and where I want to score my runs. That's sort of where it's born from. There's obviously been a little bit of a chat over the years about left eye dominance, and that's why I try and get my head right around. And that's probably now more of a rhythm thing rather than actually really trying to get my left eye on it. But that's it, really. It's just something that's evolved over the years and it helps me execute my game plan.
Any more? Okay, we're done then. Thank you very much. Cheers now. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Thank you.